Hi and Assalamualaikum. Today we would like to present our article review based on media richness theory. We are from Group B and our member is Anis Husna binti Yahya, Fatimah Umira binti Muhammad, Siti Hanisah binti Muhammad Kasfi and Wani Shuaibah binti Wan Samad. Media richness theory, sometimes referred to as information richness theory or MRT, is a framework used to describe a communication medium's ability to reproduce the information sent over it. It was introduced by Richard L. Duff and Robert H. Lange in 1986 as an extension of information processing theory. MRT is used to rank and evaluate the richness of certain communication media, such as phone calls, video conferencing, and email. For example, a phone call cannot reproduce visual social cues such as gesture, which make it a less rich communication media than video conferencing, which afford the transmission of gesture and body language. Based on contingency theory and information processing theory, MRT theorized that richer, personal communication media are generally more effective for communicating equivocal issues in contrast with linear, less rich media.
Title: Interpersonal Communication in the Information Age, Opportunities and Disruption. The author is Loredana Ivan and written in the year 2022. The intro of the article is that the study considers the nation of timeless time and actually visuality culture. Additionally, they contend that the key ideas only briefly discussed above might be used to address the challenges that the network society present regarding how we reflect, listen, explain, negotiate, and reinforce our connection with others. Level of research focus on people interacting with others through media and how it influences the overall design of the communication environment and communication behaviors. So the focus of some of these theories is the communication medium. Since we want to use Castle's idea of actual visuality, timeless time and space of flows, they are particularly relevant. According to my research, one of the most critical micro-theories in the communication sector over the past 50 years is the theory of the network society. So this essay connects Castle's essential ideas from the network society that the theoretical framework with three of the most popular meso-theories from the interpersonal communication field. Additionally, three theories, the media richness theory, the social identify model of de-individuation effect, which is SIDE, and the social presence theory, consensual technology mediates social interaction that offers both opportunities and barriers for interpersonal communication. Is let photos speak. The effect of users generate visual content on hotel review, helpfulness. So it's written by Chun Hong Lee and in the year which is 2021. Can significantly influence how helpful a review is. So in this article, the author used the method of experimental survey methods. Based on my findings, research people who base their selection on online reviews should give reviews with the pertinent UGPs grade weight. So for instance, assessment with UGPs about food and beverage service may not be appropriate depending on the trip's objective. Lastly, the results were interpreted in a way that makes sense to the stakeholders of online review sites. This study demonstrates how big data analytics can offer practitioners helpful information.
Article 3 is about instant messaging or face-to-face, how choice of communication medium affects team collaboration environment. This article examines why students choose to use instant messaging or face-to-face interaction as their communication medium of choice to create collaboration between teams, and thus connecting through instant messaging really helps students achieve better achievement. It also examines whether this relationship differs between group presence and communication effectiveness. They invite full-time university students who work in group on coursework assessment projects in various subjects to fill out an online questionnaire. The total number of responses analyzed was 90. Out of 90 respondents, 55 use instant messaging as a communication medium the most frequently. 45 of them use the apps WhatsApp, 8 use WeChat, and the remaining 2 use Line and Facebook Messenger. Team that use instant messaging could interact online multiple times per day at any time, even if the team member were in different locations. As a result, the number of team communication interaction varied significantly between face-to-face and instant messaging teams. As we are all aware, the media richness theory is used to assess the degree and excellence of specific communication media like the phone, video, email, and many more. Students at the university use this kind of communication to complete group projects. Although face-to-face communication is the most effective form of communication, most students are proficient in using both instant messaging and face-to-face conversation. The choice of digital communication medium and satisfaction with it have less of an impact on the perception of communication effectiveness. Co-presence, on the other hand, has a greater influence on one's perception of communication effectiveness and media satisfaction, more specifically self-presence and partners' presence. Although face-to-face communication is more effective, students prefer instant messaging as their primary mode of communication. According to the current situation, each of these communication medium has its own set of advantages and disadvantages. This article is about a study that looks into whether communication channels in an organization, such as email, print media, social media, and so on, are effective in communicating with peers, managers, and the company CEOs. A survey of 407 full-time employees in a large community in the US revealed that different sources use different communication channels, which have different effect on employees' perception of symmetrical communication and employee-organizational relationship. Face-to-face meetings and video conference have been shown to be important for symmetrical communication practice with managers and peers. Most employees receive information only through written channels such as email and other internet channels. This is due to the fact that, in some cases, employees prefer to receive information via the internet or mail. Written documents such as letters can be more effective when the message is clear and concise. As a result, employees do not always regard face-to-face communication as the simplest or most effective method of communicating with a company's CEO. According to the theory of media richness, certain channels used by an organization contribute differently in terms of effectiveness in improving the relationship between them. To make a communication channel medium effective, a communication manager or public relations practitioner must strategically build a relationship strategy with employees by understanding the importance of the communication channel itself in order to determine the effectiveness of the communication channel for an organization. To achieve symmetrical internet communication for an organization, it is critical for a company leader to actively communicate with employees through various channels.
Consumers have to make a choice between new media and traditional media. This issue is important because the communication medium is a tool that is always used by the user, and in the case the user will make a choice between electronic mail and voicemail. The first opinion is the relationship is media selections and the impact on individuals or organization. This study is to see the effectiveness of the media richness theory against individuals who must make a new choice. Next, this study uses survey methods and interview with employees at the AirCore office. A total of 200 employees at the company were involved in this study to see even more effectiveness. This company has provide exclusive asset to personal computers for use by its employees. Yes, this study also explains what is meant by electronic mail and V-mail. After this study has been carried out, it proves that media richness theory does not help to explain the choice made by individuals between the electronic mail and voicemail. This is because pattern of technology used in the organization is also influenced by the habits of the employees and the culture of the organization. This study also proved that media richness theory cannot fully explain why individuals choose between two communication mediums. The use of media richness theory in the study shows a relatively weak performance. This is because it does not give a good impression of its applicability to new media and other multimedia integration. In conclusion, for relevant explanation related to new media choice behavior, research must look as well. Continuous growth of technology has caused education management nowadays to be more inclined to the internet and communication technology tools. This had an effect in the distance education mode, which is online, or in other words, online discussion forums. This platform is learning for students, and using the platform, students can receive feedback from other students. Prior to the survey, a pre-test of the questionnaire was undertaken to allow for the improvement of the measurement scale and to check for any unclear or loaded question. Among them is promoting conversation, personality traits, internet effectiveness, reflective thinking, personalization, assessment, feedback, community media richness, engagement, and passive learning. This research suggests that the use of ODF in face-to-face classroom can provide a rich communication context and future enhanced interaction and learning. Expanding the current knowledge of the media richness theory based on the result of the current study using several teaching mediums enhance learning by enhancing the communication context to encourage students in the academic field to use various levels of discourse in online learning forum. This is because in order to build an effective learning community for students, the social network between them should be activated. Therefore, reflective thinking is the biggest contributor to online learning from forum interactions.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name Anis Husna binti Yahya. My metric number 278287. I would like to present about the design of instructional in e-learning, a media richness theory-based approach. Multimedia content is insignificant to building multimedia students in the form and developing multimedia e-learning student materials. An objective measure or learning certification is a subjective measure course units with high uncertainty and uncertainty in content require rich media presentation. Second article is impact of communication medium on task performance and certification and examination of media richness theory. For different communication media, text, audio, video, and face-to-face on task performance and certification with both intellectual task and consultation. Negotiation task, socio-psychological factors, and concerns were used to study the interaction effect on media and performance. Media of communication differ in the richness of information process.
Based on 8 article, face-to-face interaction is the richest media because the sender receives immediate feedback from the receiver and the receiver understands what the sender is trying to convey. Among the examples of the situation, when an organization uses email as a medium to convey information, an email is considered a less rich media. This is because the organization's employees may only get half of what they want to convey. Therefore, they use face-to-face interaction with employees to make important decisions. Communication requires a rich medium to explain ambiguous information and can cause employee confusion. The theory's influence grew throughout time as a result of its ability to explain several events. From this review, we found that there is another situation related to this theory, which is online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. We found that during the pandemic, the face-to-face learning system was changed to online learning. Various online communication mediums are used to communicate during learning, such as using instant messaging, which is WhatsApp, email, and communicating via video using Google Meet and also WebEx. For our knowledge and understanding more about media richness theory, if previously discussions were done face-to-face, it was the main platform to communicate, but due to the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, discussion and learning shift from a face-to-face medium to the use of communication technology. Due to unavoidable constraints, students use online communication mediums such as Webex, Google Meet, and many more. Therefore, the teaching technology aspect is fully used as an online learning medium. The research method we can use is a survey and interviews.